Hi everyone, we're going to talk about point of view when writing fiction. So, what is point of view? Point of view is who the narrator is in your story. In first person point of view, the narrator is the main protagonist or the main character. And so you get not only just what they're saying, what they're doing, but you also get the thought behind what they're doing. So it would be something like, "Hello," I said to the woman, but I knew she would not comment back because she looked like she was worried about something else as she was fiddling with her phone. That is first person point of view. Okay, do you see it? So let's try another one. When I walked into the movie theater, I knew something horrible was about to happen, but I had no idea what it was. I just had this feeling of foreboding that I just could not get over. And then he walked in. The boy that just dumped me. First person point of view. It's the main, that story is going to be about this person, and it is telling you their feeling. Second person point of view is when the character is talking to the audience, and that doesn't really happen often in fiction. The only place that I really see it maybe is in those choose your own adventure stories. You also see it in textbooks for younger students with directions. So like when I'm writing in our message board for class and I give you directions, you must do this, you must do this, you must write this paper. That is in second person point of view. Shy away from that for a story. It's not exactly easy to write in. So third person point of view, we're going to concentrate on two forms of third person point of view, but to sum it up, third person point of view is there is a bird's eye view of the story happening. Third person point of view omniscient is almost as if the narrator is God. They know exactly what each character is thinking, what each character is doing, and they are telling you. What that would look like is, as he walked into the movie theater, he was afraid that he would see her. He heard that she would be there, but he wasn't exactly sure, and he didn't know whether or not to sit by her or not. When she saw him, her breath left. She could not speak. Her heart raced. She still loved him, but he broke up with her. She really hoped that he wouldn't sit next to her. So third person limited is a little bit different in that, yes, it is still that bird's eye view. The narrator is not necessarily somebody in the story. Third person limited is a little different. It is still the same in that it is a bird's eye view of the story and what's going on, and the narrator isn't necessarily in the story. But how it's different is that the narrator only knows what's going on in one person's brain. Okay, so that would look like this. She was afraid that he would sit next to her, and she hoped to God that he would not. She could not deal with the pressure of having to talk to him. She wanted to act as if he didn't exist anymore. But as he turned into the aisle before her and kept walking, she realized what was about to happen. He was going to sit in front of her. So that's third person. Okay, so what you need to do this week is decide how you're going to tell your story with third person or first person, third person limited, third person omniscient. The other thing I want to talk about is tense. So you can do past tense, or you can do present tense, which means basically, is it happening right now in front of you, or is it happening in the past? I used to like to write in first person point of view because I wanted to really get in the head of one of my characters. I wanted to see things kind of happen as they happen to her, like infer what's going on. But then I switched over to past tense. It really gives a much better kind of reading experience in past tense because there's more you can do with it. It's when you're writing in first person point of view, everything is sort of reactionary. Whereas if you're writing in past tense, your characters can think about what happened and form a more kind of in-depth look at what had occurred, which makes for a richer reading experience. So I want you to look at that. A lot of books for teens are written in present tense, but it can be harder to keep up, and I find that people who generally write in present tense sometimes slip into past tense by accident. So it's actually hard to keep it going. For a short story, it may actually work well. It would be easier to do with a short story without slipping, but a whole novel written in that way is difficult. Not that it can't be done. It's just difficult. So this week, think about whether you are going to write in present or past tense and which point of view you're going to take. Okay, thanks. Bye.